Hey guys, what's going on? So maybe this should happen more often. This is going to be a short version of a video that I recorded and deleted because I didn't have any audio in my really long talking portion of my video. And so hopefully you can hear this, and if you, I'm assuming that if you can hear this, it's going to be posted. So this is going to be a cut down version of that video that you'll never hear, or never watch. And so maybe I should do this more often, and then I can just I can remember what my point was, and then just get to that point. This is my point in this video. Treant is amazing. So I have, ever since I got Treant, which was day 1, I got it at level 7. I've been playing it from level 7. I got it to level 9. I just spent another $100, got it to level 11. I have been playing this unit just nonstop. There's almost no reason for me to play other things. I've been playing other things in tournament, because we just had a tournament, but it's really good. And if your question was, is it good? It's really good. I've been playing this at level 9, at level 11, and I just got it, and this is the deck that I'm using, and it's, Arboreal Guard, Defoliation. People are running Mycelium Masters, and I don't understand it. I feel like, the Arboreal Guard, 50% bonus to critical, and then a higher, amount of bonus per merge rank, per rank, per stack. That's what it is, per stack, is better than the 10% initial and then just regular percentages of damage at a lower percentage than Arboreal Guard. I guess it could be argued that you'll have a bigger boost in the beginning, and then you'll maintain a bigger boost if you were going at the same pace. But with this one, you're getting 50% bonus to critical damage. Maybe the critical damage just doesn't matter, and maybe that's why they're running Mycelium Masters, but I do see that a lot as well. I was trying out in this battle that I'm going to show you defoliation as opposed to regeneration. I'm running Mermaid with triple counterspell, obviously. I just got my growth tile to 20. I'm very close at the other ones to be 20s. They're at 19s, and my mage robe is that close. But I'm also running Harlequin at base level, basically. I just have the first talent, which means I'm missing out on the 10% with the Art of Imitation. I'm missing out on the boss stun with the Jack-in-the-Box. I'm also missing out on the flexibility of copy and paste. So obviously this deck gets better. Enchant Sword. I'm running Awakening. I think Inevitable Exhaustion is better than the double power. You don't run a lot of Treants, so the idea that you only really need to do a couple of hits on the you don't really need to rely on the double power. You'll eventually just get it. I think that's better. In terms of Eternal Gaze over Approving Glance, I do like Eternal Gaze, because the 35% on an Approving Glance, like I said, you're not running a lot of Treant, so it's not like you're splashing the entire board. Rush Royale Tips and Tricks uses Approving Glance for his Genie deck, and when you're splashing the entire board, because your entire board are Genies, you're getting better value out of that. But when I'm running 4 Treants, you basically, the idea that some of your when you merge 2 blue swords, the idea that one of those orbs would even go onto one of your Treants is rare, but it's even more rare because it's a 35% chance of even working, and so then that's even worse. So even when I get into these situations where, my main one gets Dark Priested, I could have, a bunch of swords on the field, I could use all of them, and it could still not cure the Treant that needs the Dark Priest cleanse. And so I'm just trying to not run it. If you wanted the extra protection, obviously you could do everything. You could do all the things. You can go Regeneration. You could go Approving Glance. You could go Mermaid. You could go triple counterspell if you wanted to do that. But I was trying it out just as is, like this. And I think I did pretty well. With which I am using Gift of the Raven. I'm using Polymorph as opposed to Unstable Magic, because with this build, I have no way of building up witches, because I'm constantly using my hero power so that I can use the defoliation. But I'm going to get into this game, and essentially I go up against a level 13 Treant. He's using these talents, and then he has a level 11 witch with this, a level 13 sword with this, 11 on his Trapper, and 9 on his Harley Quinn, and then, but he's also running a Zeus, and he also has more crit than me. So these are his, I don't know why the Amulet of Swiftness. That seems like a strange choice to me. He's running no counter spells. He's running a Zeus, which means that he's not running a counter spell, and he's relying specifically on regeneration, which is lunacy. It's absolute insanity to me. So obviously I win this, and I'm almost positive I win this because he just doesn't have enough counter. He doesn't have enough cleanse. And that is kind of what's going to run the game. He's not even running the cleanse on his sword. So I don't know how he was trying to do this, but it doesn't feel great. He has more crit than me, and he has a level 16 Zeus, which means he has the hero power to level up everything, which would be good on his witches, and then he could just build around that, and he can still use unstable magic, which is pretty good. But I have used Treant, like I said, ever since it came out, day one that it came out, and the thing about this game is that it's all about consistency, and it's whether or not you can, like, I remember when I was running Spirit Master, and I posted it, I did a 50 billion damage game with a J, and that kind of felt like the exception to the rule, as opposed to being the rule. Because after that 50 billion damage game, I started running that over and over and over, and I didn't come close to that. With the idea of tile setup, and, you know, like these different factors that can affect different kinds of games, assuming that you're playing a DPS-like damage deck, and your opponent is also playing a DPS damage deck, they're not using a clock, they're not using a shaman, they're not using cruel witch as their witch. They're not using toxic cards that specifically affect you, and they are also playing like a Bard deck, a Tesla deck, a Blade Dancer deck. Assuming that you can just do the most damage that you can do, that 50 billion damage Spirit Master game was not a regular for me. Because after that, I was getting like 10 billion damage games, I was dying at 15 billion damage, and I told myself that if I could get to 25 billion damage consistently, I'd be okay with that. That even though a personal best exists, and Rush Royale Tips and Tricks, he is all about like getting his own personal best, and having that really high milestone, like this is how much damage I can do. I don't try to focus on that. I would rather have a consistent amount of, like, this is a safe amount of damage that I can do, because I don't want that variance. I don't want to have like a 6-minute game, but like the rest of my games are 1-minute death wave games, right? If I could do a consistent amount of damage and know that every single game is going to be that consistent amount, I think that is more important than relying on a deck because of a personal best. Or a deck build because of a personal best. Like I said, I've been playing this deck ever since it came out, and I've been rotating out a lot of things. I've tried this deck with Mari, I've tried it with Jay, I've tried it with Gadget, I've tried it with Mermaid, I've tried it with Approving Glance, I've tried it with Eternal Gaze on the sword, I've tried it with Polymorph, I've tried it with Gifts, with Unstable Magic. I've tried it with Defoliation. I've tried it with Regeneration. I've tried it with Night Statue. I've tried it with Sharpened Spear. I've tried it with Covenant of Veteran. I've tried it with a Scrapper. I've tried this deck in so many different kinds of ways. And I feel like I was on stream when I was doing this, and Fun Mix Time said the best version of this deck that I've played was probably my original version that I made when it was a level 9. And this is that original version. It was built so that you could just keep merging. You build small. You build the 4, maybe 5 Treants next to a Witch, and you specifically just use Witch merges and Enchant Sword stacks in order to build up your Treant, and then you just keep merging away so that you can accidentally merge into like this awkward high level 3 sword, and then you merge that down and you give all your stacks to your things. Once you get to level 9 and you have the ability to go beyond, your level 4s then get stacks beyond just being a level 4, that's when this deck starts to really take shape. The 13 talent and the 15 talent are all going to be damage. You're just going to be doing much more damage with the mushrooms on the 13, or the spiny roots if you're going that route. And then the 15, you obviously have a level 15, so you're getting more damage, but then your 15 ability is also giving you more damage. And so I am missing out on a large quantity of damage with this deck. You're gonna see, like, I think I go into 3 minutes into my death wave, and this is, again, with a level 11 Treant and 5,000 crit. Everything else are the levels that they are. I could have a better Trapper, and that would build up this deck. I actually don't even really need the Harlequin, but the Harlequin does make the deck quicker. I feel like because of death waves, Harlequin is going to give you a lot more value, because if you can set up quicker, the quicker that you can set up, it's gonna do so much more for you than what it would have before. When you get to what used to be triple bosses, when you get to Death Wave, your board has to be completely set up. You have to be in the fine-tuning stages of your deck. You cannot be, oh, I just got a Knight statue. Oh, now we're in Death Waves. Oh, I'm now gonna start building my Treant to level 3. You know, like, you have to have level 4 Treants. And you have to be, they all have to have, like, Awakens, they all have to have max stacks. You have to be almost done with your Witch stacks, or be very close. You have to be, like, when you get into Death Waves, you can't be still building your board. You have to be done with your board. And then it's just, like, maintenance every so often. The thing I do like about the Harlequin, though, as well, in this game, there's points where I get a level 3, I don't know if it happened already, but there's a point where I get a level 3 Witch, and because I'm using Polymorph, I think it's, no, it's not right here. It might have already happened. I don't remember. But there's a point where I got a level 3 Witch. Oh, here it is. No, never mind. Just kidding. It probably already happened. Because I think I set up that bottom Treant, and then it just stays there. But earlier, I get a level 3 Witch, and then I accidentally merge into a level 3 Harlequin, and because I have Polymorph, I can copy the Witch, and then the first Witch turns into a Harlequin, and then I can copy the original Harlequin Witch, and I can just keep bouncing it back and forth. So I really like level 3s, obviously because I don't have copy and paste, but I really like having a level 3 Harlequin on the board, in the case that I get another Witch, and then I can, like, bounce it back and forth, and that's an easier way to get Witch stacks as well. So that's, like, a cool benefit of having a Harlequin in this deck. I think the actual card that you're supposed to be using is a level 15 Summoner to get all of the Summoner stacks, which is probably why they changed the Summoner stacks to 50. I don't have a Summoner beyond a level 9. I don't even think I have the level 11 talent yet, let alone the 13 and the 15, which is where it really shines. But other than a Summoner, I really like this build. I like having, I like the flexibility and the ease of how easy it is to build, no matter where your tiles are. I was trying a Knight statue variant. I like Sharpened Spear more than Covenant of Veteran, but I don't think it beats just the ease of this setup. the fact that I was able to use, that I had these really awkward tiles on the top, and I was able to just put 2 witches right there and then just build, I think that that was really good. I do like the mermaid in this deck. I know that it would probably be better with like a gadget or a J or just anything like a Mari. You would have more strength with that. But the problem with this deck, and the only problem that I foresee is that because you have such low level witches, like this level 1 witch, because you have such low level witches, if you get Tribunal or if they get Red Guide, and you lose out on 30 stacks of damage, that is a big stack of damage to then have to try and replace very quickly. Those are the kinds of battles that I find myself losing. But other than that, I don't know. I really like the tile in the corner. I always have to have a ditch tile, a growth tile that I just constantly leave open. And I think the ease of setup for this deck, that you can just put your Treants anywhere convenient for you, and then just put a witch next to it, I think that that is incredibly, it makes the deck really easy to set up. And I really like it. I really like the unit. I was obviously predisposed to liking the unit because I'm a Forest Faction main. I love Forest Faction, all the cards in it, maybe except for Boreas. Boreas is not great. I do remember that there was a Boreas deck a long time ago with Jay, and that was pretty fun. But I am a Forest Faction main. I started with Blade Dancer, I switched to Spirit Master, and now I'm switching to Treant, and it's great. And I don't think I'm gonna stop playing this. So, if you're tired of my Treant videos, I apologize for the rest of my channel. I'll catch you guys next video.